Tuesday, hot Tuesday, I might add. Holy shit. Just stepping out today, my dome has gotten a tan without having to put much effort into it. But speaking of hot and flames, we are here tonight for the big reveal from Flashtainment CEO Maurice McCoy Jr. back again to unleash hell, as it were, as far as the Friday the 13th universe goes. And we are definitely glad to bring you this exclusive. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight with that. But before we get there, let's check out the awesome designs over at Poison Valley Clothing. Check it out. Maybe. Allahu Akbar. All right. Now, I will be updating this commercial soon because I got to tell you the latest designs over at Poison Valley are just titillating. That is right. Titillating Tuesday. That's what we're going to call it today. All right. Hello, Sharonda. Thank you for joining in. Appreciate you. And that goes for everybody out there in Black Flame Land. Share the shit out. Everybody needs to know about what we are going to be discussing tonight with my main man, Maurice McCoy. How are you doing, brother?
I am doing very good. Thank you for having me tonight. Boy, don't we got some exciting news. Yes, I can say we have some very exciting news for you guys tonight. We are going to drop, not the F-bomb, but we're going to drop the bomb on you guys tonight.
That's right. It's going to set indie horror on fire, literally, with this fantastic news. And it's been one of those days where we can all sit back, laugh our fucking asses off. If you'd have some devil's lettuce, go for it, or your favorite drink. We're going in for a long, wild ride. Hey, what's happening, Kyler? Glad to have you back, my brother.
Well, I can't say what I have in the can right here, but it's not.
We'll call that the mystical juice elixir in an undisclosed container.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're all in for some therapy because I'll tell you, I don't know about you, but it's been a fucked up week already.
Oh, man, what's going on? Talk to us.
Oh, man. Sharonda says, me with the edibles. Hey, if you got them gummies, go ahead and eat your heart out there. Whatever puts you in a good, relaxed mood. Because, man, the internet is just getting dumber and dumber as I breeze through looking at things. And to come to find out, I have to share this with y'all. One of the artists that I represent, because I manage bands, they're called Puppengat out of Western Germany. And what started out as a joke account on OnlyFans, and I'm sure everybody out there knows what OnlyFans is. Tell me how an artist can get banned on one of the most explicit host websites for all things nasty. Well, somehow he managed to. to do it. So let that sink in. A fucking heavy metal artist has gotten himself banned from an OnlyFans account. I gotta say, that's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard, because he ain't on there shaking his shit, trying to make money, nothing.
Not at all. I just don't see how that is possible to get banned off OnlyFans.
Exactly, Sharonda, exactly. That is what I said to myself. I was so mad. I reposted it. All over my accounts going, can you, somebody please tell me what the fuck is wrong in the universe that a heavy metal act can get banned on one of the sickest, most explicit sites out there? I mean, I got no words. But what we're actually here to discuss, though, is in fact a new surprise from FlashtainEment Productions, perfection in a flash, and we are about to unleash hell upon you all. I don't think anyone needs an introduction to who the hell that is. Escaped from hell. I'm telling you right now, what hair I have left on my body is actually standing up. I am so excited to hear about this. What big news do you have for us?
Well, before I dive into the news, I raised a question earlier today to all of the Flash fans and the supporters out there who loves Friday the 13th and Friday the 13th content. Based off the posters that have already been released to the public, before I even say anything about the film, I want you guys to let me know, what do you think, based off the posts, what do you think this film, Escape from Hell, a Friday the 13th fan film, is going to be about?
I mean, if a picture could say 1,000+ words, I mean, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking imprisonment and making their way out. Oh, the comments are coming in. This one I love, Kyler. So cool. Freddy versus Jason in hell. Not on this plane, but in hell itself. Now that's great. Jordan says, welcome Jordan, by the way. Jason Goes to Hell sequel. Now I like that one even better. And then, of course, we got Sharonda here with Blood Gore Jason. So, I mean, I was actually just talking with Maurice before the broadcast. I was like, this is going to be a wild fucking ride, to say the least. Julian says, that picture is sexy.
Oh, thanks, Julian.
And as artists, myself, Maurice, on any type of medium, that is like one of the best compliments ever, that you can get that kind of a feeling just from imagery, because let's face it, Flashtainment, Maurice hasn't said anything about this, just the photo. So let's hear it.
All right. So people have been hitting it literally to the T today with accurate and very close answers. So I'm going to give you guys the spoiler with the log line. You guys ready? I get a drum roll, please. Oh, right. So the log line as follows: is heaven versus hell, good versus evil. How far will one mother go to seek vengeance on those who killed her and her son?
Do I detect a little bit of Pamela?
Oh, yes, indeed. We get the mother that returns in this film.
But how goddamn time. I mean, let's face it.
That's the question. How is Pamela back? What does Pamela have to do with this part of Jason that we are going to see?
Exactly. And how does he manage to get out of hell, as it were?
Well, seeing that it pays absolute homage and a direct sequel? And this answers Jordan's question. This is a direct sequel to Adam Marcus's Jason Goes to Hell.
You know, and so many people kind of hit that already on the button. It has that feel. Only I think that this could very easily top the first one. So one of the things we've seen in the Friday the 13th fan film franchise is a lot of filmmakers are kind of coming off some of those, I call them diamonds in the rough of the franchise, because some of them hit harder than some of the others. Obviously, part 6 was fucking phenomenal. I think there was one that spawned off of 7. So the fact that this is coming off of that film, it's one that no one's touched, and I think it's brilliant.
Absolutely. And you know, you spoke about the part 7, and that's with Tina Shepard, which also Peter Anthony dives into that with Roseblood fan film.
Yep.
So Escape from Hell also deals with a few aspects from Roseblood, thanks to Rose's special powers. But still dip and dab in the direct sequel of it being 31 years later, preceding Jason Goes to Hell. So we have part tribute to Roseblood and part tribute to the direct sequel of Jason Goes to Hell.
So what made you choose, like what was the my goodness the influence, what made you choose like that particular sequel to kind of spawn off of?
Well, before I ended up getting into writing or making a movie at all, first as a fan, only as a fan at first, I figured, you know, a lot of these films are already hot, a lot of these films are already nice, and I'm an oddball kind of guy. I like to think, you know, well, how about how if this film turned out this way and that film turned out that way? Well, I did like the difference with Jason Goes to Hell. It was more mythical, kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, because we're dealing with Jason, who is now body swapping.
Yeah.
With references to the Evil Dead. We're dealing with references to the Friday the 13th comic books. So if you guys are definitely not familiar with Friday the 13th comic books, then I'm sorry to say that you guys are not a true Friday the 13th fan.
Everybody raise their hand.
There are and there are direct references in the Jason Goes to Hell film for the Evil Dead, the first one and the second one. And not to quote Adam Marcus, but as he said in one of the interviews that he had a few years back, he took high inspiration.
Sharonda says, dang, just like that. Okay. Yep, we suck.
So Adam Marcus's vision, I'm not if I can quote him directly, can't quote him exactly as he said it, but he took high inspiration because one of his films was The Evil Dead, of course. So he threw plenty of Easter eggs in.
Hell yeah, Kyler. You are Friday the 13th through and through, just as me, and I also have a Jason ring as well. Oh, shit. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I do not. Although I do have a hockey mask signed by Ari Lehman.
The original Jason.
The original, the OG.
But you know, like I said, all due to respect to Adam Marcus, he had the vision back when he was a 22, 23-year-old director in his time in the 90s. And he wanted to tie in a different aspect of Jason, not just being Ghost Jason or not just being a humanoid Jason. He was, I want to see what brands could we go with like a mythical being of kind of Jason. He's body swapping. He's sticking to one of the comic books that Adam was talking about. One of his enemies, I forget which comic book that he was talking about or referencing, and also The Evil Dead, by that being one of his favorite horror films when he was growing up. So he tied that in together, especially dealing with the Necronomicon. So,
oh yeah, for
the
sure.
Necronomicon has a huge role to play in Escape from Hell, as well as it did in Jason Goes to Hell. Why am I saying that? Because, like I said, we're picking up 31 years later after the events of Jason Goes to Hell.
Hell yeah. And I can definitely see the correlation there. Not to mention, I mean, let's face it, folks, there is so much good script ideas within these comics that have not been brought to film. So that's really the reason we kind of reference that, because it hasn't been done. So it's going to be really interesting to see where some of those ideas are going to come into play in this film. Let's see here. Kyler says, I want to see the hell Jason from the game Savini made just for the game. Now, I can agree with that 1,000 fucking %.
Well, to answer to Kyler's question, not only do you get to see part of Jason Goes to Hell, Jason in the film, you get to see the one, the only, the true form, the ultimate Jason, Savini Jason. Nice. But the original Savini Jason that we know and love from the Friday the 13th video game. This is Escape from Hell, Savini Jason.
So how is it going to be like
the mask will be different, and the mask will definitely be different, and he'll be an embodiment of different colored flames instead of the iconic orange and yellow flames.
All right, so there's going to be some differences there.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Is that? Let's talk about weaponry.
Oh yes, awesome. So, if you guys know from the Friday the 13th video game, Savini Jason uses a trident.
And that's right, folks. Jason is using a trident. It
is not Little Mermaid's trident. We are.
Could you imagine that?
Have a 7-foot
Ariel comes
trident
up out of the ground. Can I have my trident back?
Oh my God! Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Jason. That'd be awesome. I'd pay to see that. Kyler says, I think my jaw just hit the ground.
Wait, there's more. There's more. So, to give you guys a spoiler for those who are watching tonight, Escape from Hell. We do not only see Jason from part 9. We see Savini Jason. We also get a glimpse of variant Jasons in one of the scenes of the film.
So a little bit of that, almost a little bit more on the supernatural side.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry.
I understand. Trust me.
All right. Tussling with the little one.
Yes, Kyler says, I missed spear weapons in horror movies. You know, I have to agree. I love a good pitchfork. I love a good wrought iron something, whether it's off a bed or a light post or something like that, that some of the greatest slashers in the past have used. And as a matter of fact, Jason himself has used one, especially in part 6. Used it quite a bit.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs thrown in to Escape from Hell that may be easier for you guys to pick up on, but some may be more hard to pick up on. It's like a miss, but a can't miss opportunity with that one.
For sure. So Oh yeah, there it is. John says cemetery fence rods. Yep, I couldn't think of the name. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. So, like, what makes it at this point in the story? I mean, for as much as you can give us so far,
Mm.
why is it suddenly time for this to happen? What is like the series of events that bring about Jason coming back? Is it due to somebody wanting or somebody in the bloodline? What can you tell us?
So we have the antagonist, we have the protagonist. Actually, we have a few protagonists. The main antagonist, as we all know, is Pamela Voorhees. But the question is, who's pulling the strings? We're in hell. We first open up the movie in hell. That's how we open up.
I love it already.
So Pamela, think about it. We all know there's a devil, and we all know there's an angel. But do we know exactly who this angel or who this devil is? So in this universe, in this type of film, we see Pamela Voorhees as the devil. But is Pamela the one who's truly pulling the strings?
So she kind of takes on the puppet master role, as it were. It's like Twin Temple is always saying that Satan is a woman. So in this case, that rings true.
And not only that, so we all know that there is another demon that resides in hell. And tell those that know, the burnt man with the brown hat and the Christmas sweater.
Right. Kyler says, I'm just waiting to see the classic Jason from the video game, all purple as a goof to say, hey, I'm real. I love that. And as a matter of fact, I just saw an advertisement, it was an advertisement, I think, from one of the horror sites that said we're getting another Jason video game coming soon.
Well, I can tell you guys that's why I'm saying this film not only pays tribute to Adam Marcus's Jason Goes to Hell, but also pays homage to Peter Anthony's Roseblood, because we have a scene where there's a portal that's being opened also in the beginning of the film, where eight steps through the portal that's being summoned by the Pamela Voorhees worshippers.
So there is a cult at work here.
Definitely, a cult plays a big part into another Jason coming into our reality before our actual Jason comes from out of hell.
Oh, I have to agree, John. 8-bit Nintendo Jason was hard as hell. I actually really love that game. It's a very sought-after game. People are still wanting to play that thing.
Well, actually, I have mine on the Nintendo Switch, and I have mine on the PS4. So,
holy shit! What is that like playing on the Switch?
It's hard. I don't know. It's hard as hell to play on the Switch because I'm like trying to multitask over like 4 fingers and stuff like this. It's very complex on the Switch.
I would imagine, because I'm trying to remember. Are you running from him, trying to hide from him, or are you playing as him? I forget.
Well, for me, when I'm on the Switch, I'm playing as Jason. But when I'm on the PS4,
gotcha.
I'm a...
Yeah, that was one of the complaints that I actually saw, that people were saying, like, we would rather have, instead of missions, have a full-on fucking story. So hopefully this game will give us, and all the Friday the 13th fans out there, actual story, kind of a story mode to go through instead of just missions.
Absolutely.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so with that happening, boy, I just gave you guys a lot of Easter eggs, but that is the best part about it, because there is a lot to reveal, but I'm not revealing a lot at the same time. So it's still so much story that you guys do not know that's going to happen in this film. And I'm going to tell you, this feature fan film is going to blow your socks off. It is going to blow. Hey, it may even blow your pants off, but it's definitely going
Hey
to
now.
blow your roof off and put you guys in hell right with Jason.
So, do you foresee any challenges with this kind of concept as far as creating a hell like atmosphere? So I know that you're a man of practicality, which I think all great directors are for going for like practical effects. How do you see yourself on production wise trying to bring a hell like vision to life like that?
So I know my biggest concern right now is going to be how we're going to be filming the scenes with using Escape from Hell, Savini Jason, by being on fire majority of his time when he's on the regular plane, not the astral plane, the regular plane, which is Earth. So
Right.
on Earth, and there's gonna be the scenes where we're showing him walking around on fire. It's gonna be more money that goes into production for that because we're gonna use green screen and a lot of green screen for that part.
Mm-hmm.
But the kills are still gonna be practical effect kills. We're just gonna have them in a green screen room or in a green screen background imagery to showing with the parts where they're actually exactly being killed there. But like I said, it's gonna be more production costs that goes into that part because we're gonna need green screen for sure for some of those things in the film.
Excellent. Well, and that can very well be done, you know, pretty fairly easily with somebody who's very savvy with doing green screen work. So that'll definitely be a lot in the production department. Um, John says Freddie made Jason his bitch in Freddy versus Jason. Sad to say, except at the end. And you know what? I have to agree. But it did kind of bring to light the puppet master idea, which is not a terrible thing for that film. But, it comes down to brass tacks. Jason's always going to tear his ass up. The only thing that Freddy actually had on him was
Mm.
the fact that he's not a physical being. Jason is a physical being. And it was just slightly to me, little far fetched that a dead Jason can have dreams. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. You can tell me to go fuck myself all day long. That's fine.
Oh
That
no,
was
no,
the only thing that I thought was a little weird.
and to go back to the other question that was raised. So like I said, we have the protagonist and we have the antagonist. So the protagonist is a female lead by the name of Naya Zan, NayahZan, Naya Zan, who funny because there's another tie-in to the Voorhees family tree.
Ah.
So pivotal and picking up, like I said, from Adam Marcus's Jason Goes to Hell. Naya
Mm-hmm.
Khan is a descendant of Elias Voorhees.
Ah. He was spreading himself around a little bit.
Absolutely. During the period where they lost their son Jason, when they thought their son was dead and drowned in Camp Crystal Lake, Elias was out spreading his seeds of joy.
Hmm.
So there's a backstory that will come with the young lady Naya Zan and her role and this family soul tie-in together. But thanks to the words of Creighton Duke, only at the hands shall the Voorhees be born, and only at the hands of the Voorhees shall he die.
Now, I absolutely love that. The whole idea of this ominous Voorhees family. I don't know why people didn't really think about that before, especially to like explore that. because how could something like Jason just, be bored by these two and there's no one else that maybe has, these types of tendencies as a slasher, as a killer, especially since, the franchise has taken it so supernatural. So this opens up so many possibilities.
It does. And, I can't say this without bringing it up. So for me, how I started off this entire franchise is that my world, in Flashtainment's world, I am building a horror cinematic universe.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
the horror cinematic universe, it is still within that multiversal theory of there being different iterations of different killers or original killers and the same ones that we all grew up to know and love. So that's Jason, Michael, Freddy, Pennywise,
Mm-hmm.
Pinhead, Carrie. Shit,
Let's just put them all in there.
Carrie.
So John says maybe that's why Jason always killed campers having sex, because Daddy was a freak. That's right. Elias, he's got to sow those royal oats, I guess.
Oh yeah, it have been Deuce Bigelow, but he sure is a gigolo.
Could you imagine an indie film based on Elias Voorhees being the male gigolo in a Deuce Bigelow fashion? I would sign up for that in a fucking heartbeat. Somebody should do that.
Oh yeah, oh fuck yes. So I have a few films that I want to tie in into Escape from Hell. So one is of course Roseblood. The second one is of course Jason Goes to Hell. The third one is The Evil Dead Part 1. And
I feel that.
Because we have the Necronomicon that we're dealing with in this film as well. And the Necronomicon plays, like I said, plays a huge role in Escape from Hell. And the fourth film that I have that's a tie-in to this film is the Nightmare
Thank
on
you, John.
Dream. And the fifth film that I have that's a tie-in is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Oh yeah. Yes.
As to what John said there, I win the role hands down. I can do that. Hell yeah, all day long.
So
nice.
There you have it, Demons and Flash fans. Those are the 5 films that tie into Escape from Hell. And I cannot wait for you guys to see this film when we are done with the entire production. So right now I am in literally pre-production phase 1. Think about when you hear phase 1, yes, that does sound like I'm going like the Marvel style with it by calling it phase 1 of pre-production, but that's literally what it is. I am on the writing board with the character development and coming up with a good storyline to deliver to not only to the horror community, but to any horror fan that is out there who loves Friday the 13th and who just loves a good jump scare, who wants to see Jason take on the reins of being back on Earth after that marvelous movie that Adam Marcus created, Jason Goes to Hell. So again, 31 years later, after the events of Jason Goes to Hell. So where does that put us in the timeline? Well, that puts us in present day. So we have present day lingo, we have present day action. Jason in a modern world. We're no longer in the 70s and 80s and 90s, folks. We are in the 2020s.
Yeah, I could definitely still say that his talent for slashing, still relevant in today's society and could still do it with impunity. Let's see here. We got some more comments out here. Kyler says, I always wondered what happened to the father. Was mom always a killer? Did he do something to make Jason disfigured? You know, that is a gray area. I think they've always played it off as, you know, the fact that he had Down syndrome, but once he drowned, the water kind of helped disfigure.
So, absolutely. So there's also two other stories who can answer the father side of the story better than what I may be telling. So the other two films who can tell you guys anything much more about Elias would be Friday the 13th Vengeance by Jeremy Brown, and then a continuing film of Friday the 13th Vengeance Part 2 by Jason Brooks.
Right.
Final film, the other film that kind of has a Elias story to it, is The Fall of Camp Blood by James Grimm and Peter Anthony.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Kyler says, okay, you have my money for Killer Clown from Outer Space. Of course. And then Sharonda says, we love the jump scares. Yes. And then John says here, Jason is my go-to killer, then Freddy, then Puppet Master. So I like that order. That's a good order. It really is. And if it's one thing that Blumhouse has taught us, you can literally jump 3 to 4 decades in a story, wiping out everything in the middle and giving you a fresh fucking perspective on things.
I want to give David Gordon Green a shout out for that one. He did his shit, even though he wiped out the entire film franchise after part 1. He said, you know what, guys, fuck that shit. We're going to go from Halloween 78 to Halloween 18. Anything else between that, including zombies versions, do not count. It's not canon.
I mean, I've never seen it done, and let's face it, everybody bought it. Everybody loved it until the third film in the series. Anyways, we won't talk about that.
I agree to disagree with that one because I feel like I said a few weeks ago, I still feel like Halloween Ends was a perfect way to conclude that story. Even though it didn't have much to do with Michael, it was a Corey story. I'm sorry, I feel like Corey is still not dead. They're going to find a way to bring Corey back, and Corey will be the new Michael Myers.
Which would have been fine if they did that, but they didn't. Michael comes back, and suddenly they're like father and son killing together. And then in one fell swoop, Jamie takes Corey out. He's done. And then finally, the epic battle. I just think that fans probably would have wanted more Michael in that third film.
That is true because
of the way they built it up, as Jamie and Michael are going to have that final battle. It should have been almost like a hunting kind of thing. I think fans might have, they just might have dug that a little bit more, but people still went. People still enjoyed it. That's great. But Terrifier Part 2 kicked its fucking ass.
Kicked its ass. Oh, my God. And I cannot wait. Thank you, Damian Leone and David Howard Thornton, for making such a phenomenal film. And I cannot wait for Part 3. Oh, my. And did you know?
It's crazy that they're able to go from a $250,000 budget to $1 million. Let's let that sink in, folks. An indie film with a $1 million budget, it's going to be that much fucking bigger, more bloody, crazier.
And especially with Phil, what is it? His name, Phil Falcone, also still on the project. Oh my, I cannot wait to see what they do with Part 3. And
it's going to be something else.
And guess who's going to audition for it? Oh yeah, I'm going to audition for a role in part 3 of Terrifier.
Man, I'd practically give my left nut to be involved in that film. Yes, I would.
Well, if they're still going the Indiegogo route, then I probably think that would be much simpler. But if not, then we have to audition the traditional way.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you, Sharonda. Exactly. She says, yes, audition.
Audition.
Shit. I mean, we have literally grown with this franchise that Damien has put together. And I'll tell you, it just keeps getting better and better every fucking time. So let me get to the comment section here just a little bit. Says Kyler says, side note, so I rewatched Halloween Ends. I forgot to mention a really good point. I keep forgetting it's a Halloween movie because the lack of Michael Myers. It feels like another teen movie. I love it. That's awesome. And then let's see here. John says, someone needs to bring Tales from the Crypt stories to life now as remakes or more creep show stories. You know, it's directors and writers such as Flashtainment, Maurice McCoy Jr., that are bringing fresh blood, as it were, for, lack of a better term, into movie making. That's why indie film is so fucking amazing. Hollywood has lost its fucking cojones. They got nothing left.
It takes indie artists like myself to show Hollywood, hey Hollywood, we don't need you guys. You guys aren't being original anymore. So we're the ones who's gonna be pulling the strings as indie artists to make the best damn films possible, even on a fucking low budget that we probably do have. So I know prime example. Let's look at Terrifier. Started off as a low budget film. Now look what they're grossing. They went as fans creating an indie project to now they're making one of the highest gross projects out there right now. Damn, they're higher than probably Insidious right now.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, some people say, oh, it was a fluke. No, I don't think so. When you have a good fucking story, great, iconic type character, whether it's your main slasher or your final girl, either way, it's gonna get noticed. It's going to make a mark, because if that was a fluke, look at the success of The Mean One during the Christmas season last year.
Oh
yes, David Howard Thornton was the mean one, but still, that film didn't just rely on just him. It was the concept. It was the story. It was the brilliance of bringing, kind of a wholesome, fun character that we all knew as kids and really made him nasty. Well, I mean, that's what we want to see the mean one do. Seriously. Let's see. Sharonda says, I'm saying I'm so tired of these dry copy-paste remakes with lackluster stories. Yes.
Okay, great. So let me piggyback off that. I know we're getting a little off topic, but it's very exciting when we have the fans engaged with the show. So it makes me want to let you guys know what all I have in stores here at with Flashtainment Productions. So proceeding the Friday the 13th fan film, once I build up my audience that I want to follow me in my career, I do have a few original films. One is called Christmas Hex, and one is called Candyland. So both of those films are original films that I will be hoping to get distribution for, either in theaters or a possible, I'm not gonna say Tubi, but if it hits Tubi, it hits Tubi. Hell, Peacock, maybe get a Netflix distribution, somewhere up there in those ranks. But those two original films, outside of working on the Escape from Hell film, those are the other two films that I'm working on, because those are gonna be more bigger budget films that I am going to be producing immediately following Escape from Hell. regardless if Escape from Hell gets a positive rating or a negative rating, and people may want to see a part 2 to Escape from Hell, that's gonna come whenever that comes. But following Escape from Hell, I'm gonna be working on a Christmas short, which is called Christmas Hex. And then preceding that film will be an original feature film called Candyland. So when you think about Candyland, you may be thinking about, wait, are you talking about the board game Candyland that we played in the early 2000s? You're damn right.
Now, a demonic version of Candyland sounds awesome.
I mean, you figure they took Winnie the Pooh and made it a dark story. They took the Grinch and made it a dark story. They had a board game back in the day called Zathura, made it into a movie.
Oh, fuck so yeah, they did.
Take the board game Candyland and make it into a horror movie.
You can do that. It's great to take these feel good, childhood memories and just bring it to a level that it's like, okay. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable. And I think I talked about this probably 100,000 times. When they did the Red Riding Hood and turned it so freaking horrorish, it was great. Not horror-ish, but horror-esque, I guess I should say. So taking those little nursery rhymes and cute, cuddly little stories, it's like, finally take the Teletubbies and turn them into demons. I mean, that would be fucking fabulous. I always thought they were demonic in the first place. Why not? Could you imagine a demonic version of Blue's Clues?
Yeah, with my sick and twisted mind, I can actually picture a dark and twisted Blue's Clues, and Blue, she will absolutely be the killer, but she wouldn't be the one to actually put on the strings.
Right.
It will be.
Reaper would be the one pulling the strings there. Somebody might want to see it. I mean, awesome. So, do you have a cast in mind for Escaped from Hell? Have you already kind of reached out to a few people, or?
Well, it's funny that you do say that, because I do have a few people who have reached to already. So we have no other than Miss Patrice Bopley herself. That name sounds familiar. Patrice Bopley. You want to be talking about the lady from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, who she's played Amanda Kruger as Freddy's mom. The darn Skippy. That is the one, the only Patrice Bopley, who played Amanda Kruger in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
Hell yeah. Couldn't imagine a better actress for the role.
Absolutely. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what she's going to be bringing to the screen as Pamela Voorhees. And wait a minute. Can I get a drum roll, please? Amanda freaking Kruger. So we get to see her play both Brooks in the film.
Nice. So as I was involved in the other production, would we see possibly a Reaper in there somewhere?
Oh, well, the Reaper is included in the cult scene that goes on in one of the scenes in the film. So, yes, so we will see the Reaper, and as well as the other entourage crowd who will be helping bring Jason back to life.
Boys. I'm always up for a good conjuring.
And also have Mr. Bugsy Hoffa, who will be playing one of the deputies in the film. So if you familiar with Bugsy Hoffa, please, please, please do your research. Better yet, turn on Friday the 13th game. You'll see him, or he'll see you, depending on if you're.
Oh, now I hear that siren. I got to run. No, thank you. Nice. Sharada says, I would love a demonic Blues Clues and a Kalu.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. We talking WTCW 11 kid shows. Let me add that to my bucket list. Why don't you?
Shoot, there's so many. Well, how about, you know what? One of the most beloved cartoons of all time that would probably make one of the best horror comedies ever known would be fucking SpongeBob. Could you imagine? Some kind of, exactly, this laughable character who will rip your face off if you cross him. I mean, that's what I want to see. Like you said, if they can do it with Winnie the fucking Pooh, they could do it with some SpongeBob. Imagine Patrick being like this ogre fucking, super demon that will just eat you. I mean, that would be awesome. I'd watch it. Shit.
Patrick? I feel like Patrick will possibly be like the sidekick, or like in the screen kind of pattern will be the second killer in the film, of course.
Right. That would be pretty amazing. I think we have a lot of good synergy ideas on the table. Oh, I love it. Sharonda says, Mr. Krabs as the final boss. Ah! What are you doing with my money? Where's my money? That would be awesome. So, pretty exciting. Are you through the script or just kind of like in the goings of it?
I am definitely in the goings with it. Like I said, I'm still working on character development for the main leads right now. Because, to write a good script is to have a phenomenal character development. So I want to give you guys a hardcore story with characters who you get to fall in love with, characters who you like, you know what, fuck this butt sucker, fuck this bitch, kill them off now. I want to create characters that you guys both love, hate, adore, worship. You get to feel that development through what I am creating. This is going to be a masterpiece that I'm going to be creating, because it's not just, for me, it's not just to say, hey, I just want to make a film to make a film. No, I'm going to make a film because it's art. So there's going to be a message in the film that hopefully, as fans, that you guys will be able to pick up on. Like, you know what? I understood the vision. I understood Maurice's vision. I understood the message. Now I see why this film is going to take as long as it may take to create, but it's going to happen. It's going to be a beautiful film from beginning to end.
I mean, unless you're going to guerrilla shoot a film, and nothing against that. There's a lot of indie filmmakers out there that do guerrilla shoots.
Yeah.
They can shoot a movie in a weekend, maybe a week long. I don't know. But still, something of this magnitude to really bring that vision to life. Who cares how long it takes, as long as at the end of the day, the artist is happy with their creation. I mean, you gotta be. So I think you're already ahead of the game. You've got people in mind for very key roles. And what are your plans? Are you going to be running a Indiegogo or some kind of campaign in the near future for?
So Indiegogo, the Indiegogo campaign is definitely coming mid to late fall this year.
Gotcha.
So as soon as I finish the script, and even if as soon as I finish the first draft script and I send it out to all of the actors who I want, and I finally have them casted, I will then proceed with talking with my team that I still have to put together. Of course, because right now it's all solo with me doing everything outside of my graphic design artist who I had in the chat earlier, Mr. Julio, that was in the chat earlier. We will be throwing the Indiegogo out, like I said, late, either mid to late fall, so around like it'll be in enough time before Halloween. That's what I will say.
Okay. That's a really good time to do it, to be honest. I love this.
And
John says
also
Reaper
for
leads a demonic cult of killer Wonka Oompa Loompas. I love that idea so much, John. I should probably put together some kind of a sketch for that. Oh, shit. John says, can I be an extra as a wheelchair legless victim killed by Jason?
You know, once I get to that part and I start writing more, especially including extras and also having Indiegogo acting perks that will be coming soon. But once Indiegogo is live, of course, there will be plenty of room because I'm gonna have when we doing auditions after I'm done with the script. So whatever I do have, some of you guys may be first to know, either via me doing the interviews for a lot of the podcast shows, or if you just happen to see a casting call out there for the Escape from Hell film, you guys are more than welcome to audition because I would let you guys know firsthand what all roles I do have coming up, of course, because I love what's going on here with Reaper's Underground and the Black Flame Entertainment. So, like I said, you guys will be first to know, especially when the auditions go live on that part.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, that just goes to show you guys, get involved. You heard it right here.
Absolutely. See, this film is very fan driven and fan involved. So you guys can definitely get involved now with the film just by volunteering your time, volunteering your services, because I'm not gonna say no. If you want to help with the production, you want to help. Whether you want to help build sets, paint a few things, whatever it is that I know that I may need from any of my fans in the horror community or any of the demon fans, you guys, like I said, I am very open to all help that is out there who wants positively help, not just somebody who wants to say, oh, I want my name involved with this project, because, that's going to make me like, okay, why do you want to be involved? Like, are you involved because you just want your name attached to it? Are you involved because, hey, this is the passion, I really want to help, I understand what comes with that? Volunteering your time will definitely go a long way with me. That was how I was raised growing up, volunteering my time, helping people out. It wasn't just because, oh, I want to do this or oh, I want to do that. It's no, because I had a passion to do it and it was in my will to do it. So if there's a will for me, if there's a will, there's a way. And I wanted to help my community out. So that's how I stand. That is where I stand with a lot of things. So the more that I do these interviews and you guys get to know who I am as an individual, what Flashtainment Production stands for, and everything that I have going on, you guys will see more and more about my character and how my production flows here at Flashtainment Productions. And also, when we be going live for Black Flame Entertainment, where we're doing our Friday night shows, that I cannot wait to get back started on with you guys, with you guys on F4. That's gonna be a whole entity by itself. But yes, like I was saying, if you would like to be involved with the Escape from Hell production, please, even after this show tonight, reach out to me. For some of you guys can text me, got my number. You can also shoot me an email at flashtainmentp@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at FlashtainEment Productions LLC, or F13 Escape from Hell. This is the second page on Instagram. or just feel free to shoot me a message right here on Facebook.
Hell yeah. Man, there was so much cool shit that was happening in the comments while you were talking. I just got to kind of go back for it a little bit. Sharonda, big shout out to you. She says, so excited for your journey. Kyler said, I'm only here for the free food. So he'll work for food. Awesome. Let's see here.
Well,
Nick,
Kyler, I can tell you this one for sure. If you happen to purchase one of the Indiegogo perks when it goes live, and you purchase a perk where you can spend a day on set with the director, and trust and believe, you will have a fiesta with the director.
Absolutely. And Nick says he'd love to. Nico Pakic. Hopefully I said that right.
Nick. Oh, Nick. Oh, yes.
Hell yeah. And then I got to say, John's comment goes for the win. I'm Reaper's head of security. Any day, brother. Any day.
Well, I tell you, you better be protecting the Reaper before he gets killed by the man behind the mask in the film.
That's okay. It's been a lifelong goal of mine to be killed by the killer of killers, as it were. Even though I'm helping to bring them back in, but it's like it's a labor of love. Sometimes you have to sacrifice.
Oh yeah.
All righty. It has been an absolute blast having you on. We've been given an awesome look into this new project. It's going to be amazing. And you heard it here first, folks, out there in Black Flame Land. You too can be involved in however you choose. And that's what makes a good fan film, indie film, is the love of horror. It's about all of us in this community of ours, no matter how dysfunctional we may be, that can really bring about a really unique experience for fans of this celebrated franchise over 40 years. And it's interesting that you mentioned that Slice and Dice Horror is going to be back this Friday, as long as my brother here is ready to come back on and got the time. We will definitely be discussing the Conjuring universe. Is the
already? I actually caught up, so I'm definitely ready for this Friday's live session.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good one. But even before that, guys, this Thursday at 7 p.m. CST, I have a very special guest coming for you, of one of my favorite dark arts. It's been amazing to see it in person. I have a sideshow performer by the name of Reggie. It looks like Bug Muncher, but it's not. It's a German last name, so it's like Munker or something like that. I've probably fucked it up, and I should probably hang myself after this. Boucher, that's it. Okay. Yep. As my wife just told me, I fucked it up entirely. So, any hoozle, it is going to be amazing to have her on this Thursday. Share that out. Let everybody know when you see the posters come through, because I've been advertising it all week. It's going to be amazing, and she's going to give us a demonstration. So if you're into sword swallowing, maybe pierce your eyelids with something. Lift something a little bit heavy off the ground. This is going to be the show for you. Yes, absolutely. Kyler says, I am so excited to talk to her. And as excited as you should be. She's awesome.
Absolutely, yes.
And just as we are excited for this new film, Escaped from Hell, I am so looking forward to being a part of it. We are going to keep everybody up to date on the progress of this, as well as, catch us on Friday night, because if you like The Conjuring, come on down, because we're going to talk about the Conjuring universe, one film versus another, and your opinions matter. So get ready, people. It's going to be a great week on Black Flame Entertainment. Thank you so much, Maurice, for joining us tonight and giving us this killer update on what you are up to. We can't wait for this to come to fruition. So everybody out in the comment section, you guys were fucking amazeballs. I love it when everybody gets involved and gives their feelings on the matter. It's wonderful. It's been great. So as you are getting ready, you know, put your Jason Voorhees pajamas with visions of machetes in your head. Always
Stay heavy.
heavy.